thank you for the opportunity to have a second pick at the can. The first official plan of the amalgamated city in 2003 included a directive that staff was to come forward with a site alteration bylaw. Now bear with me, most people don't know what a site alteration bylaw is, but I hope by the end of my 30 seconds it will be clear. That policy was expanded upon in the 2009 official plan. And yet here we are in 2014 and no such bylaw is in sight. We note that several Ontario cities include in their site alteration bylaw provisions to regulate the removal of vegetation. That is to say, such a bylaw can help prevent future tree massacres, as we have seen repeatedly in this city. Will you commit now to bring forward a strong site alteration bylaw early in the new term of council? Thank you.
If I understand the question correctly, it means that the people in the city are killing trees without getting a permit from the city of Ottawa. That's the question, I guess.
I'm sorry?
Do you want to just explain to me what a site alteration bylaw?
A site alteration bylaw tries to regulate what landowners can do with the surface of their land. It's as simple as that. Now, that can then take various forms. It can be strictly a matter of you can or cannot remove the topsoil. Or as I said, there are several cities, London, Hamilton, there are a few others that I know of, who include components in that kind of a bylaw that would also regulate, and I don't want to oversell this here, it's not that it would prevent the removal of vegetation, but it would at least regulate the removal of trees or other plants on land. And indeed, for sure, we are talking about private land, yes.
Well, as far as trees are concerned, I had a home in Orleans, and we had a tree in the backyard. It grew quite old, and the branches were hanging very low over the neighbor's roof. And I think if that is the case, then the owner of the tree within his yard has a right to make sure that the neighbors are safe and cut off the branches as required. So I don't think the city has to intervene there in that case. But if somebody wants to take out a tree completely to make space for his backyard or within the city, then I guess they should be taking a permission from the city of Ottawa. So that's my position. And any trees which are going to be cut off in private land beyond the city limits, again, I think the trees are mature trees and they're old trees and they serve a purpose of oxygen generation for the city of Ottawa. I think the landowner should take permission from the city of Ottawa. That's my position. Thank you.
Mr. Watson.
Thank you, Erwin, for the question. Short answer is yes, but secondly, I think we need stronger enabling legislation from the province to substantially increase the fines for people who do this, because right now it's basically a slap on the wrist and a minimal financial penalty to a large company. So if someone goes in and clear cuts an area that they don't have permission, they don't have site plan, then there should be much more substantive consequences for that company, and I would be prepared to seek that kind of permission through legislation at Queen's Park.
No, I don't support this at all. Thanks, Dad. We're talking about private property here. There's already legislation in place to prevent the commercial removal of topsoil if you own private property. We have a tree cutting bylaw already in the city of Ottawa. We actually do have a tree cutting bylaw. Well, and that's what it should be. I'm very concerned that this is yet another tool for intervention into the lives of private property owners. And I'll say as well that what strikes me about the idea of a site alteration bylaw is it doesn't include compensation for somebody who's losing the access to their own property, using the use of their own property. A lot of things about this trouble me, and I don't think I would support it. Thanks.
Okay, no further comments? That in fact, we're way ahead of schedule, folks. So that in fact ends the